riding on my boat.
When you take one look at this spread, you know we're here to talk nutrition and talk about a new book, Eat to Feel Full, with the author Jeanette Bronée. Hope I said that close to correct.
Yes.
Jeanette, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
Being in here to talk a little bit about the book and a topic that's so important to so many people, nutrition, and a phrase you call self-nourishment, and really a new way to approach food and eating.
Yes. I think it's really important that we start looking at food as what nourishes us, not this thing that we consume just to fill our sort of physical hunger, but it becomes more about, yes, our physical hunger, but also how we feel nourished and satiated by the food in like the visual way. We eat with other people. There's so many things that nourish us, but it's really coming back to essentially food is what nourishes the physical body and our emotional body as well.
And it seems so simple to think that, but we've forgotten that. Like you said, just the idea that this is your fuel.
Yes.
And you need to fuel yourself the right way. It's lost on a lot of people, or people maybe feel overwhelmed, or whatever the issue is.
Yeah.
You've obviously brought some examples of good fuel that we all need to be taking in. What are we looking at here?
Well,
or in what order?
Yes. Well, there's a lot of things that we need. We need protein, we need good complex carbs, and we need fat. And you mentioned when we were talking before about feeling tired, for example, and a lot of times we then substitute with sugar. But what we really need is the good complex carbs and some fat, because that helps our energy and our brain. So we don't think of it as brain food as carbohydrates, but it is. So some of the good carbs are like the root vegetables that really make us feel nourished because they also carry the sweetness. So a lot of cravings come with the sweetness or the fat and the salt, right?
Right.
So the sweetness, we sort of tend to think we have to eat so well because we eat a salad and tomatoes and cucumbers. And I'm like, I don't know about you, but I'm not full after a salad with tomatoes and cucumber.
Right. And you haven't put the right things in for the situation. There's a place for the salad.
I need some substance, right?
Right.
So that's the root vegetables, like the beets. There's squashes that are amazing, and they're sort of like almost forgotten, but coming back now because people are starting to get more interested in whole foods.
That's right.
The carrots, for example, too. It's a great snack as well, right? And let's not forget the greens, but greens are more than just salad. Right? Again, it's a fiber. It's like texture in this stuff, right?
It really is.
You know, it's like dense.
So you make it part of a bigger meal and a bigger approach to how you're going to nourish yourself. And one interesting point, too, you talk about in the book is that you will have cravings, different cravings for different reasons. It's naive to think otherwise, but there are ways to kind of process that in that moment. And the more you've eaten well, the more ammunition you're going to have to fight off the bad cravings.
Yes. And the thing about cravings is a lot of times both the physical need of, I need fat, I need sugar, which is carbohydrates.
Right.
And then we translate it, oh, that means chocolate. It's like, well, it could. But, you know, that might be more of an emotional craving or memory. Oh, it was so nice when I last had this, whatever, pizza or whatever it is, these things that we translate, right? We translate these cravings, but the essential cravings that we have in the body comes really down to the ingredients. So if we can nourish ourselves in full meals and actually eat really good meals, like a lot of people undereat at the meals, being good and being on a diet, and then they end up snacking. Right.
Of course, you have no defenses when it's time to really eat so much.
And that's a craving as well, many times. Like, oh, I'm hungry, I'm nudgy for something, right?
And the more you do this, put this in practice, and eat these good things as outlined in the book,
yes,
the better you'll be going forward to be able to keep doing it. It's like any other habit.
Yeah. And what I hear from clients all the time is that when they start eating full meals that actually have good carbohydrates in them, like we forget some of the whole grain, that instead of bread, like making a rice dish, right? Look at the black rice, for example. It's like amazing.
Yeah. You never think about that.
Right.
So many good new ideas in the book, Eat to Feel Full. Jeanette Bronée, thank you so much for your time. We appreciate it.
Thank you so much for having me.
Thanks.
Thanks.